if I watch a movie and I'm like, I did not like that, that is a 0 out of 10. There's no reason for me to talk about it.
Because remember, you're saving other people.
If a movie is unremarkable, I'm not going to remark about it. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, hello there.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to a brand new episode of the Confused Breakfast Podcast. It's different now. Do you remember the pure joy of a trip to the video rental store as a kid? The excitement of walking down the aisles, browsing the names and the artwork, and finally picking out the movie you were going to take home with you.
I do.
Sure, it's hard to beat the ease of the modern era and streaming platforms where you don't even have to leave your house. But there was something truly special about making that trip to Planet Druidia, picking a movie out by hand, and watching it when you got home. Planet Druidia sounds like the name of a video rental store.
It does.
Planet Druidia.
Let's go down to Planet Druidia.
On this podcast, we revisit and dissect some of our favorite childhood movies from that magical era to see if they still move us the way they did as kids. I'm your host, Mike Schulte. Joining me, as always, two dudes who ain't found shit. Sean Pryor and AJ Vance. How the heck are ya?
Lovely.
I'm great, man. I still haven't found it.
Still
Haven't found what I'm looking for.
I've been combing for a long time. Haven't found shit.
Been coming for a long time, and it's only receding. So.
I'm sure we're not going to get to that at all
No,
later.
no.
Let's announce the movie for today.
Okay.
My friends, my brothers, it's time to introduce today's movie. On this episode, we finally get another movie with Rick Moranis.
Oh, good.
And if that isn't enough, we add John Candy and an all-star lineup of actors.
Ugh.
We discuss a movie that spoofed the sci-fi genre and took aim at Star Wars, Star Trek, Indiana Jones, Planet of the Apes, Transformers, Jaws, and more. Our first and not last Mel Brooks movie. We're, of course, talking about 1987's Spaceballs.
Look at his tits.
And for everybody looking where to find this, as of recording in early May 2022, I said 2002 on the last episode.
Oh, really?
Somebody called me out on that.
How could you? Oh, my God.
Looks like AMC membership will get you this, plus a YouTube TV membership. If that's how you watch your TV, you should be able to get the Spaceballs.
So we'll,
Okay.
Otherwise, you got to buy it.
otherwise, you got to do Google for $3.99, even though I own the DVD. I'm so mad at myself. Go ahead.
Nobody hooks up a DVD player anymore, okay?
You had to come down to the basement to get it. It was just easier to spend $4.
What are
right
these?
then and
What are
there.
these red, white, and yellow cables?
I don't know. What the heck?
So in order to properly dissect and review this movie with a modern eye, we must first discuss it with pure nostalgia. AJ, start with you. First time you saw this movie and what your rating was.
So fun fact, I do actually own this on DVD, and I know our family has owned this on DVD. See, when we do holidays at my parents' house, we always have a Mel Brooks movie, a Leslie Nielsen movie, some sort of Zucker Brothers movie, and then of course like Lethal Weapon or Die Hard.
Yeah,
but either
obviously.
way, obviously. But this, I've been watching Mel Brooks movies and Spaceballs in particular since I was probably like 12, maybe earlier, and I just remember just absolutely losing it again because, well, my family's losing it around me. Do I understand everything? No. But I just remember thinking this is the funniest thing on earth. I thought it was another realm of Star Wars,
Yep.
I just did. So loved this movie when I was a kid. I'm going to give this like a solid 8.5.
Nice.
Shauner, what about you, man?
I kind of the same. I mentioned in a few episodes watching just VHSs in my uncle's basement with my brother as they drank and played ping pong and stuff. We loved it. It's just we had seen Star Wars before. I was a huge Star Wars fan. And like AJ, I just thought it was another Star Wars movie pretty much. And I was like, this one's funnier though. This one's goofy. I like it. Why are they playing the movie in the movie? It's fun. I liked it back then, and I'd have to say I was probably just like a good old 7.
Good old 7 for Sean. I absolutely love this movie as a kid. I watched this before I watched Star Wars.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh wow.
So
okay.
I didn't really know about Star Wars. I was just like, oh, this is just a movie. This is just Spaceballs, the movie. And a funny story, the number one memory that pops into my head was me and my brother were dancing in the living room to the Spaceballs song.
Nice.
Spaceballs, watch
Yeah.
And we're like dancing in the living room, and I went to do a move where I jumped back into the chair and then sprung back. The chair went back and shattered a window in our living room to the Spaceballs theme song. I asked my parents if they remembered it, and they're like, "Oh yeah,
Oh, we
definitely
remember
that.
it,
Don't
Michael.
forget
Yeah,
that.
we remember that. Cool dance moves, Mike."
You still owe us $200.
You still owe it for the window you broke.
There's still a tarp in front of it to this day.
I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. But I mean, for me, this was such a cool movie. Just like AJ, didn't really necessarily understand all of it, but I saw this right away when it came out. We used to rent it all the time. Probably a 9er for me. I got to call nostalgic a 9er. So, executive producer for the day, David Gould. Here's
David
what he had to
Gould.
say. As a homeschooled kid in high school, after a grueling day of classes from 8:30 to 11, I would find myself channel surfing between the choice of infomercials, soaps, Blue's Clues, or whatever the TBS special was.
Hell yeah.
Often I would flip the channel thinking I just lucked out and found Star Wars, but instead, no, Spaceballs. At the time, for me, it felt like a Wish.com Star Wars with jokes that went over my head. I would find myself smirking at some moments, enjoying seeing John Candy, and thankful at least something was on. My nostalgic rating would have to be a 5.6. So a little lower for David. That puts us at a 7.52 as our nostalgic rating, which I'll tell you what, gets us pretty high on the list. That is right below Encino Man, right above Big for a nostalgic rating. Feel
I
good
love
about that?
I really
I
did.
mean,
Triple feature from me.
Yeah.
I'm in there.
In the pocket.
Yeah.
I like it.
So next, we like to get all the pertinent, important details of the movie. Sean, that is your job. What do you got for us, man?
Produced by Mel Brooks and Ezra Swerdlow. Written by Thomas Meehan.
Don't ever try to say that again.
Ronnie Graham and Mel Brooks. Director of photography Nick McLean. Edited by Conrad Buff V1, whatever Roman numeral that is. Music by John Morris. Production design by Terrence Marsh. I want to get production design in there because it's pretty spectacular. And directed by Mel Brooks. Cast: Mel Brooks, John Candy, Rick Moranis, Bill Pullman, Daphne Zuniga, Dick Van Patten. I have Duck on here. It doesn't like Dick on autocorrect. George Weiner, Joan Rivers, and John Hurt. Mel Brooks wanted to do a spoof of Star Wars and actually got permission from George Lucas. However, Lucas said that he couldn't do any action figure merchandising for the film, and that is what inspired Brooks to do the merchandising bit in the film.
Right.
So the whole merchandising thing.
Merchandising.
He's just like, I got to do something because that's funny. Along with giving his blessing, Lucas also had his company handle post-production on the film. So Industrial Light and Magic, Lucas's effects people who did all the space effects and everything for Star Wars, also worked on this film for him. I read a thing where Brooks said he wanted all of the space stuff to be authentic.
Oh, yeah.
He wanted it to look as good as Star Wars or even better, if not. He also says, which is really what I like, he in order to do a spoof movie, you have to love the subject matter that you're spoofing. And that really resonated with me because it's once you watch these movies, it's like if you want to make fun of something, that's one thing. But if you spoof it, there's a love to it. Like people are like, oh, so you don't like Star Wars or Star Trek? And it's like, I actually love that shit. That's why I made this movie.
Weird Al. Everything Weird Al did, like he probably actually liked all
Really
this
enjoyed
stuff.
it,
That makes a lot of sense.
Originally, the film was going to be called Planet Moron, but a British film called Morons from Outer Space was set to be made. So Mel Brooks, after spilling coffee on himself and yelling out "balls," came up with the title we have today. Mel Brooks originally wanted a big name to play the role of Lone Star, including potentially Tom Cruise and Tom Hanks, the Toms of the 80s.
Yeah.
After seeing Bill Pullman in a play, Brooks casts the relatively unknown actor at the time, also stating that having Moranis and Candy in lead comedic roles, he could make anybody just about work
Completely.
for the lead role in this. The film was released on June 24th, 1987, on a budget of $22.7 million and took in $38 million overall, making $6 million its opening weekend. And that is what I have for now.
I found two things. I read that Steve Martin was supposed to be Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
and we'll get to Colonel Sanders because I think he's fantastic
It's
in this
amazing.
movie. But if there was maybe one person that could have taken that to the next level,
I agree.
It's probably Steve Martin.
How much star power on screen can you actually have, though?
At some point, it's too much.
Come on.
Rick Moranis and Steve Martin together.
Yeah,
It's like, come
no.
on. And I also read that Rick Moranis was the one that suggested John Candy for the role of Barf.
Yeah.
It's like
But
our two
Moranis-
favorite people in the world
Yeah.
liked each other.
Moranis
awesome. I
was
love that.
like extremely on board with this entire thing. Like he's like barring his like retirement, he's been trying to get a sequel made like ever since. You know, it's always been rumored to do like the Spaceballs 2, the quest for more money, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, he was a champion for the film, not only giving it his all in his performance, but he was like on the promotion and everything like that too. He's just a lovely man.
Yeah, definitely. Before we get into the film review, AJ does the research on critical, fan ratings, likes. What do you got, man?
I got it all.
Okay.
And do you know where we start?
Yeah, we do.
It's almost as epic as their music and intro, but we're doing the tomato meter.
Gross.
Never get over it.
It's never going to get old.
This is a 56 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Come on.
Yeah, 56%.
So that takes us, that's actually, that's toward the bottom. That's right below Cutting Edge, right above Fast and the Furious.
Above Fast and Furious?
Right above Fast and the Furious.
Wow.
Okay, good.
But Cutting Edge was a better movie, per the critics.
I guess.
Just throwing that out there.
Okay, that part I disagree with, but it's all good. Well, audiences wholeheartedly disagreed at 83%.
Oh, my gosh.
For the audience scores on that. And IMDb comes in right in the middle, 7.1%.
Okay.
Or 7.1 out of 10.
I think if you look at all the movies we've done, that a 7 to 7.1 is literally the middle of the road, and that ties with Tommy Boy and The Mummy.
Wow.
Those are ties right there.
Okay.
I got to give you some critics, right? Roger Ebert had something to say on this. I believe he was it was a 2.5 star. What's that, out of 4?
Yep.
So the middle of his whole review here, he says, the movie's dialogue is constructed out of funny names, puns, and old jokes. Sometimes it's painfully juvenile. But there are some great visual gags in the movie, and the best is Pizza the Hut, a creature who roars and cajoles while cheese melts off its forehead and big hunks of pepperoni slide down its jowls. I don't know. How do you review a movie like this, anyway?
I guess try.
Honestly,
well, I'm right there with you, man.
Honestly.
I guess by saying whether you laughed or not, I did laugh, but not enough to recommend the film. I keep waiting for Mel Brooks to do something really, really great instead of these machine-made satires, where 3/4 of the invention goes into the special effects technology.
I wonder what he thought about Young Frankenstein. That's my favorite Mel Brooks. I fucking love that movie.
I believe I took this from TV Guide, who we trust
Trust for
immensely
movies.
on movies.
Go-to for movie
You
reviews.
bet. I just took a small excerpt. It said, this is a formula film for Brooks, one that has long ago worn out its welcome with viewers. Only Brooks shines momentarily as the president of the planet Spaceball, and in a dual role as that of his crinkled and ancient advisor, Yogurt. It's mostly forced humor all the way, a movie that rarely measures up to the adequate kitsch. Aimed at younger audiences, Spaceballs misses the mark.
Huh.
However, Jay Carr, who's becoming just as prevalent on here,
Okay.
it gave it a 75 out of 100. I believe he was the highest rating that I could find from a critic.
And this is all at the time of release,
At
right?
the time, yes.
Cool.
This is from the Boston Globe. Spaceballs has the happy air of comic enterprise that knows it's going right. It just keeps spritzing the gags at us, Borscht Belt style, confidently and rightly sensing that if we don't laugh at this one, we'll laugh at the next one. And so we do.
Nice. I dig, man. That's great.
I love my Google reviews, and so here's a few to pop off from some fans or not. These are some 1 stars. Absolutely horrible.
Yep.
Probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It was so bad that I feel bad for the accomplished actors in the film. You feel bad for them.
I feel really bad.
Yeah, damn those millions of dollars.
Yeah, darn it.
I'm sure they had no fun.
No. That's fine. Okay, where do we start? There's another 1 star. Okay, where do we start? As if he's going to write something really long. This movie is just a total ripoff of Star Wars graphics, and quite frankly, just bad. And that's it.
Where do we end?
Where do we end?
It's a ripoff. Honestly, where do we start? Where do we end?
Honestly, where is the middle of my point? I love these people.
That's great.
Someday, one of these people is going to write in and be like, dude, I cannot believe you. I've been a fan of your show, and I fucking heard your review of my movie from 15 years ago.
Oh, God, I can't wait for that. 1 star, but if I could give this movie 0 stars, I would. Horribly awful and a waste of my life and the actors' lives. Again, really feeling bad for those
They made
actors.
a bunch of movie, and you were taken away to another world for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
How dare they? But how about a 5 star? It's a wonderful movie if you like laughing. Awesome.
I do.
I say it totally copied Star Wars, but finally a good ripoff. It is a lot of the references of the story of Star Wars, and then bada bing, bada boom.
Great.
From violence and drama to full-on comedy.
So this person doesn't know what a parody is.
I don't
then,
think
right?
they
They're
get
like,
it.
A couple of them don't. It's just like, yeah, they ripped off Star Wars. That's the point.
Yeah, I know.
It's-
Very blatantly.
That's what they're doing, yeah.
Okay, last ones here, guys. There's no worse punishment in 2002, said Warfire.
Whoa.
Warfire.
Loved Red Dawn.
Yeah. This one, oh boy. This one hurt. Just as a test, try going through this movie and pointing out all the jokes. As a contrast, count the number of times you laugh. How hilarious. I don't have anything significant to say about this thing. It's just a wretched little parody from a wretched little man.
That's pretty funny.
Look, he named his version of Yoda yogurt. How hilarious. Rick Moranis is actually pretty good, obviously, as Lord Dark Helmet. He's the only funny part of this movie. Well, actually, I did like the gag where they watched Spaceballs, but that was about it. Don't watch this movie. Don't give Mel Brooks any more excuse to live.
I have nothing to say about this
Yikes.
movie, and now I'll tell you what I thought about it.
Can I do one more?
No.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, all right.
This is full steam ahead. Warning, spoilers.
Oh, no.
Terry Cheers in 2006 said, "Never
Cheers.
before have I seen a movie that could have been lifted straight from the pages of Mad Magazine. Actually, no, Mad Magazine sometimes is funny. I take that back. I guess. Probably the worst is the stupid names given to the characters, i.e. yogurt for Yoda. This is supposed to be funny. Even at 90 minutes, this is far too long. Most of the jokes are not funny at all and just reminded me of some year 8 drama class. I think I might have laughed twice at the dancing alien thing and the Layla headphones. 2 jokes in 90 minutes. It seems strange for me that anybody could like this movie. I half expected it to be in the bottom 100. In conclusion, don't see this movie unless, of course, you are male, immature, and under 16 years of age. If you are over 40, don't bother. It sucks big time.
So what about the middle, like 34?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I was
know.
gonna say, does he only think 100 movies have ever been made? So, I can't even believe this is one of the 100 movies ever made.
Yeah.
If you are desperate for a decent Star Wars parody, try the Mad Magazine Star Wars special. It is actually reasonably funny. 0 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like you're talking to 2 different people. Only immature people find this funny and can't come out of their shell enough to actually appreciate anything.
Like, I get it. I get you want to, like, write a review and everything. That's
Yeah.
fine.
I actually
you,
don't get
you
why
have-
you would want to write a
You have a
review.
right to your
Yeah.
opinion, but if I watch a movie and I'm like, I did not like that, that is a 0 out of 10. There's no reason for me to talk about it.
Because remember, you're saving other people.
If a
from-
movie is unremarkable, I'm not going to remark about it.
That's a sound
That's
bite.
just me.
That's a sound bite for sure. Well, thanks, AJ.
Yeah.
And before we dive into a scene-by-scene review of this movie, I want to explain something to all of you listeners. This venture that we do here, while unbelievably fun and rewarding, takes up a fuck ton of our time.
It sure does.
Like a lot. We're watching the movie multiple times. We're researching, preparing notes, driving back and forth to AJ's, recording the episode, editing the episode, making TikToks. It gets tough sometimes. And now that I will be welcoming a baby girl into the world
Hey!
within the next month or so, like my time already
Princess
thin and
Vespa?
precious. Princess Vespa. We've been talking about Vespa.
Okay, cool.
My time is already thin, and now it's even more precious. So we need the support of our sponsors to keep us going and to continue to create all this free content for you to listen to and enjoy. So when we talk about our sponsors like Cedar Ridge Whiskey, for example, We aren't trying to force you into buying some. We're legitimately trying to tell you about a company that directly supports us, and to top it off, a company that genuinely makes insanely good products. Just popped into the store yesterday. I grabbed 3 bottles. I got the regular bourbon, which we are drinking right now. I got the quintessential single malt, and I also got the Slipknot No. 9 whiskey, which blends rye and bourbon together. It's fantastic.
Heretic Anthem. I don't know.
Yeah, that's my go-to bottle when I just want to switch it up. I don't want to switch it up.
Respect.
We know you'll love their products. We know you'll either stop down to a local store and pick up a bottle for yourself, or you can actually go online to their website, cedarridgewhiskey.com. You can order some straight to your door. Support these amazing people that support us, and make sure you check them out. All their websites, social media. Tell them you love Confused Breakfast and Cedar Ridge. We love y'all. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
You must drink responsibly, or else you'll write a stupid review like these.
Yeah.
I'm stopping there after this recording and grabbing a hat. I want one of their hats.
Can you believe that?
Want a hat.
Well, boys, what do you say we prepare the ship for ludicrous speed, because we got to go save the princess from the evil Dark Helmet and his Spaceball goons. This podcast has officially gone from suck to blow. Smoke them if you got them. Here we go.
Hell yeah.
So Spaceball 1 is approaching planet Duridia with a scheme to kidnap Princess Vespa, the daughter of Druish King Roland, who is about to get married to a guy named Prince Valium. At the wedding, she runs away from her robot Dot Matrix, and they escape off of the planet. Captain Lone Star and his friend Barf are trying to figure out how to pay back their debt to Pizza the Hut when King Roland offers them money to bring Princess Vespa back.
Love it.
Can we talk about the intro music?
Please.
Because I just picture like that fucking song with the laser soundbite. Yeah. I picture there's just a guy going pew pew pew, pew. They're like, no more.
That's the only thing I hate about it.
It's
like,
so bad.
I turned the movie up, and I was watching with my girlfriend. She's like in the kitchen, like she's like, music's fine. And then
the
just
laser's
for
so
some
much
reason
louder.
the laser is so much louder. Yeah, every time it happens, it's just like, God damn.
And then there's just a
fork
random
being
one at the
scratched
end.
on a plate.
There's a random one at the end. It's just like, I don't know.
You're 100% right. Just
Bill, give us one more of those lasers.
It's like do 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 do, and then it just like goes through again. It's just like choo choo choo.
I'll tell you though, besides that, like that theme, I've had it in my head since I rewatched this movie. It's like dun, da, 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 da.
It's really good.
It's great.
It's really good, man. And then you get in. So we've done the Star Wars trope, and it's kind of funny because they throughout this, like, they're poking fun at Star Wars. They're almost predicting Star Wars and how out of control it's going to get with the merchandising stuff.
Yeah.
It even says Episode 11. So at this point, there were only 3 Star Wars, but they're like predicting how there's going to be 40 million Star Wars in the future. I never noticed that as a kid. That it said Episode 11. So this is an ongoing saga.
If only they did like a one-off, like a Mandalorian or like a Rogue One of just Rick Moranis and George Weiner. They are the best. We'll get to them, but let's talk about the ship first.
Well, hang on. I can't tell you how many times I have said to people, unbeknownst to them, but knowns to us. It's one of the final lines. Unbeknownst to the princess, but knowns to us.
Knowns to us.
Obviously.
I've said that so many times, and I just get crickets almost every time, and I still do it.
Nobody. Okay.
So the ship going by, it like in the original Star Wars, it like, I guess it takes quite a while, but it's like this is just and the music adds to it. It's like wah.
Jaws. That's a total Jaws.
It does sound like it. For some reason, it works too. It's like their like dark side. It's their like their funeral march for Darth Vader or whatever.
It took a minute and 32 seconds.
32 seconds.
That's of an hour-and-a-half movie. That takes balls.
Do you remember how
to
mad I
commit to a
got
joke.
at the speed intro that was 4 minutes and 30 seconds?
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with this. I wanted more. I was like, oh, it's already the end? Shit. I wanted more.
When the scrolling text kind of finished up and I saw the start of the ship, I got up and I did something and I came back and it was still doing it, and I looked up at the screen and I was like I just started laughing because it's still going on.
It's a funny joke.
You know how when you get high and it like time kind of slows down for you a little bit? You're like, wait, only 2 minutes have gone by? That's kind of how I felt. I'm like, oh shit, we're still in the intro. I'm not high.
Yeah, I'm not.
I laugh every single time when Dark Helmet comes on the scene, because like I remember the first time I saw this, I was like, oh no, like because I knew of Darth Vader and I knew how scary that was. I'm like, oh, this is scary, like. Oh, the scary guy, and then he starts breathing heavy, and the helmet opens, and you got Rick Moranis
with glasses on.
I can't breathe in this thing, and he's got his fucking tie that looks
tie?
like a dick.
I know. I was just looking at it. I was gonna ask you guys, what do you think is the funniest part of his outfit?
I think
Is it the dick tie?
I think it's the dick tie.
I think it's just how tiny he is. To be honest.
A giant helmet.
He is not intimidating at all. And it's like, obviously, like the character thought about that. It's like, I gotta have a huge helmet. But he never like really wears the mask or anything.
For me, I think now that you mention that, Mike, I think most of what he is just meant to just resemble a dick. Because
oh my God,
I
right.
just think
his helmet
is the head, and then I think about his shorts, his like puffy shorts. They're like
he's just a dick working on a ship full of assholes.
He's just a dick.
Well, there's one guy that's not an asshole.
That's
true.
Oh my God.
There's one guy that doesn't stand up when he goes, "What, is everybody an asshole around here?" They go, "Yo!" And there's just one guy sitting down.
These two together, Captain or
Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Sanders, sorry, and Dark Helmet are perfect
Yeah.
together. Like I literally think they are the best part about this movie. Their back and forth is like unbelievably well timed, and just like every time they're on screen, it never gets old. I want more of them every time.
Yeah.
And with the movie with John Candy in it, it's hard for me to say that I want more of that guy, George Weiner.
Yeah, I know. George Weiner is hilarious. He's in a couple different things, I think.
And he's always a different role in whatever he plays. He's just so versatile.
Yeah.
In whatever he does.
He really is. I just think the way his delivery is unbelievable in this movie. I'll get this out of the way because people talk about movies breaking the fourth wall and stuff, and in Mel Brooks movies, and especially Spaceballs, the fourth wall just doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
And I love that about this. We'll get to a couple points that I think are some of the most glossed over jokes, but maybe the most funny when it comes down to it, with that fourth wall intact,
especially
or broken.
Especially when they're like they're both talking with each other and they're basically saying the plot of the whole movie, like giving exposition within like one sentence, and then Rick Moranis looks at the camera, "You got that?
Everybody got that?"
It's so good. Because I was like thinking, like while he was saying it, like they're just getting exposition, and then like, oh, okay, they're in on it.
They're in on the joke.
So you get to Planet Duridia, and one of the most understated actors in this whole movie for me is the minister.
Oh yeah,
his name's
Yes.
Ronnie Graham.
He also wrote it.
Hey,
co-wrote
dude,
it.
he was one of the writers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey,
So good.
I don't know why I like that guy so much. He just like so angry, like
And here comes the bride down the aisle and right out the door.
walking right past the aisle and right out the door.
Right past the aisle, down the altar.
I loved that bit so much.
Just like, excuse me. He's like, I'm trying to conduct a wedding ceremony here, which has nothing to do with love. Please.
I've been trying to think of like. I really don't think there's maybe a most punchable face in this movie. Do you have one, or maybe we'll eventually let it get to something? But I really don't think I have one.
I can't think of one.
I have
man.
one.
Do you?
I have one.
Are you ready to tell it?
I think I'm ready if you guys aren't convinced of something else.
No, I'm good.
You might help me. Let's see.
If we were on a train to go punch a face, I'm on board.
That's what I'm talking about.
Who is it?
Prince Valiant.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, yeah,
All right, Prince Valiant.
Come on. Like, where have you been? It's like,
All right, fine, Prince Valiant.
Like I don't
Prince
even
Valiant.
like his performance. I don't even
No.
like the bit that he's doing. Like
No.
it doesn't like make me like the movie any less. But it's just like, what is this?
It's not funny.
It's just a yawn.
they just wanted to give him the Valium name instead of like Valiant. In my head, it's like,
I can't believe I never thought of that. Thank you. I've dissected this entire movie of why things are called that. I never knew that Valium and Valiant was what they were getting at.
who knows?
I'm an idiot. Take my spot if you want. I'm sorry, Internet.
I don't know. That's just what I thought.
No, it is. It has to be.
We have to go back a little bit and talk about him using the Schwartz for the first time on one of his goons. And he's like, "Oh no, don't!" Like he's gonna go into like the Darth Vader thing and choke him or whatever, and then he does the nuts. And I love how that becomes a recurring gag. Like,
Everybody holds their nuts when he comes by.
Well, again, it's one of these like. I feel like it's not a fourth wall break, but to me it kind of is because it's very out of the world or the spectrum where he's just like he puts the ring on and it barely fits onto his glove, by the way, and then you see the space ball. He's like, oh shit.
And he did. It's because he did something good. He's like, I've already notified President Scrooge, sir. You went over my helmet.
Not really. Just more to the side. Oh shit.
And we talked about last week with Red Dawn being the first PG-13 movie. There are shits and fucks in this movie, like kind of nonchalant, and it's PG.
This was the day. This was back in the day when they're like, well, as long as you don't say fucking shit more than 7 times, it's fine.
AKA,
We suggest your parents are there.
the golden era of movies.
Yeah, exactly.
So we get to meet Barf and Lone Star. Did you catch the name of his Winnebago? They never really say it, but it's a logo on the side.
It's got like
I saw Commanded by Lone Star, but I didn't read anything else.
It's a logo and it says Eagle 5.
Okay.
So at first I was thinking, is that like Eagle Falcon, Millennium
Right.
Falcon? Is that what they're getting at? But then, what is the greatest Bill Pullman role of all time?
Independence Day.
Independence
Yes.
Day.
He was Eagle 1 in that, and I'm like, they missed that so hard. His airplane was Eagle 1.
Yeah.
Why did they not make it Eagle
It
5?
should have been Eagle 5, but unfortunately he's the president.
Yeah,
They gotta
Will
be-
Smith.
Whoa.
Gotta have him in a movie.
What do you think about
AJ
John
was thinking
Candy
about
in
a
this?
joke, but he held back.
I did. It's fine.
Keep the name of Winnebago out your fucking
There it
mouth.
is. Yeah, we got there.
Oh no.
What do you guys think about John Candy in this movie?
It's John Candy, and that like him being like a man
Yeah.
dog
Okay.
is so good. Like I love the gag of him like whipping his tail in Bill
Yep.
Pullman's face.
Yeah.
And even like I have to talk about him and Bill Pullman together if I'm going to talk about John Candy. To be honest,
Sure.
like
Yeah.
their duo is great, and like Chewie and Han Solo in Star Wars, you love that duo, and them together is spectacular. Like when his tail does hit Bill Pullman's face, like numerous times, Bill Pullman's face is just like like he's so theatric about it. It's great, and
It's like he's used to it, but he still doesn't expect
yeah,
it.
exactly.
You
Yeah,
know, he just
exactly.
deals
Especially
with
when
it.
he's hungover.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Barf.
I love that he has a cowboy hat,
Yeah.
but it gets knocked off and you never see him wear it. I don't know why it was
He
so
starts off
funny
with a
to
cowboy
me.
hat on and it's gone forever.
It gets knocked off by Barf's tail, and he like picks it up and dusts it off, but then he just sets it back down. It's just like you never see him wear it again.
Jesus. And then you got Pizza the Hut is still so fucking funny. Who gave us this? Not Your Father's Beer
Not Your
shirts?
Father's
Not
Beer
Your
Shirts.
Father's
If you're on
Beer
YouTube,
shirts.
check this out. I got a Pizza Hut
Check
shirt.
check out their website. They got
Frickin'
some pretty
brilliant.
cool shirts.
It's amazing, but that still makes me laugh so hard. Like Jabba the Hutt, Pizza the Hut, Dom DeLuise
Dom
is
DeLuise.
the voice actor for that, and it's how this is the first time I realized how they were like they gave him like a really Italian voice,
Yeah.
because he's a piece of pizza.
Yeah. Whatever.
Whatever.
Puke. Whatever.
It's not 1,000. It's 1,000,000.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so gross, and it's like you can see the dude's eyeballs. It's
Yeah.
just it's
What
weird
is
to
what
me.
is it like his chin in there?
Yeah, so I think that thing that's moving is actually his chin.
Okay,
because you can almost see his real mouth inside of there.
I was trying to like look because I'm trying to compare his eyes to like where his chin is, and it's like his face is like cramped in. So I'm not sure because
Dude.
is he bearded? Because it looks like it's bearded in there. I don't know.
Here's the thing. I watched this movie. I downloaded or streamed it in HD, right? And when they redo these movies in HD, it gives a lot of texture to things that didn't have it before.
Definitely.
And so, but again, it also takes away from some of these special effects,
Yeah.
and like they almost used the graininess to their advantage
Yes,
back
yes.
then, at least by compared to today. But like you think about Barf's spacesuit or his jumpsuit or whatever, it didn't always look. It looked like a Ghostbusters suit to me originally, or like Colonel Sanders' uniform didn't have that texture before. Pizza the Hut, like when you watch him in the original, him and Vinny, they creeped me out so bad as a kid.
Yeah.
They were really creepy to me as a kid. And now when I watch it in HD, it's not as bad. But I thought it was the most disgusting and scary looking thing.
And Vinny, whoever did his makeup,
Oh my
It's
God.
crazy.
it's just makeup
Yeah.
to make him look like a freaking weird robot.
Correct.
It's amazing.
And again, it's like they did that only with makeup. And I think They still get away with it. Don't
still looks
get me
cool.
wrong.
Makeup and lighting and shadows.
Yes,
That's it.
but when you think about it, like back in the day, watching that in original, like standard definition, whatever it was on VHS, that guy was a robot.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, it totally was. And he even goes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they trying to
pizza's
do
gonna
like a
send out for
you? For you. Is he trying to do like a Max Headroom thing? Does anybody know what Max Headroom is?
No.
Oh, cool. I gotta say though, like if any one of my friends was like perhaps made of pizza, they wouldn't be my friend for long. I wouldn't be able to help myself. Like
He does
It
eat
was-
the pizza off of
yeah,
He's
like
eating up everywhere. He's like, "You're delicious."
like does it like reaccumulate
I don't know.
after he
I
loses
know.
it? Like because that'd be great if you were just
Yeah.
eternally pizza-fied.
I just well, we know how he goes out.
It would be a weird
But-
relationship if your friend was made of pizza.
It
Because
would.
it'd be like a sexual thing.
Well,
I get sexual when pizza's around.
I know.
I get
agree
hard.
with you. And by the way, would he feel bad if you ordered other pizza?
True.
You know what I mean?
Is mine not good enough?
Yeah, like,
I don't
oh,
have
you-
I don't have sausage or any vegetables on me.
Oh, sorry, you don't want me. It's like, well, I don't want to eat you. I don't want to go that far
my
into our
friend.
thing. You're my friend. Do you want me to eat you? I could eat you. It's like, should I be ordering pizza or is Pizza the Hut? Does he not get offended? But he's like, ooh, you're gonna eat that?
You're gonna eat Papa John's?
Yeah,
stuff?
you're gonna eat You're gonna eat what is like me. Like you shouldn't want to eat me.
You're not putting pineapple on me again tonight.
Is it,
You're not putting pineapple on me, and we're not doing that.
There's
'cause
too
it doesn't
many-
go on me.
There's too many angles for like, oh, it's like, ew. He gets offended that you want to eat pizza.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's too many angles on it, man.
It's fucking amazing. We also get to meet President Scroob, president of Spaceball City. Did you know that Scroob is an anagram of Brooks?
I figured it
Oh,
out
yeah, duh.
this time around.
You did? I never did.
I never thought about
Because
it.
I kept going, well, why is his name Scroob? But it's like Screwball. I don't
yeah.
know.
Oh, see, I don't know.
I have no clue.
See, that's the thing. That makes sense, and also the Brooks thing that it's an
Yeah.
anagram. And like, but I never tried to think
Yep.
about it.
And he's got a can of Perrier.
That
That's fucking
that shit.
genius.
That's some genius writing.
Yeah.
right there. That I'm sorry is absolutely hilarious.
Genius.
Come on.
along with Pizza the Hut.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
just like Jabba the
Job
Hutt.
of the Hut. It's like they're
You
taking like
can't-
obvious jabs.
We
at,
couldn't
like-
have thought of those.
Yeah.
And
like-
if you do, you're like, I have to do it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's genius.
I have to do
Who
it.
doesn't think of like Job of the Hut, Pizza the Hut? Come on.
Yeah.
Like there's something here. And it's just like, let's just make him a grotesque pizza monster. And it's just like, and it'll be funny instead of a
Because
grotesque
Jabba
slug.
Hutt's, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I still laugh at the beam me down Scotty thing.
It's
Snotty,
so
sorry,
snotty.
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 And I still laugh when he just walks through the door and they're in the next room. It's
Yeah.
still unbelievably funny to me.
It's
Snotty,
yes.
Snotty beat me twice last night. It was amazing.
It was wonderful.
She turns me on. I don't know.
She
kind
kinda
of
does me
Something
too.
about her that
why.
you're just like, man, I get it.
I don't
Yeah.
know why her looks just make me go.
yeah.
Much better than Marlene and Charlene.
I'm Marlene.
Chew your gum.
Do you know why? Do you know why I said that?
They're the
Doublemint
the
twins.
Doublemint twins.
They were the Doublemint
And
twins.
twins.
Well, I do want to bring up a fun fact here. So I did read that like many of the cast and crew, this was like one of the first movies where they started using a blue screen, and blue screens were before green screens.
Oh.
Did you know about that? So like the blue screen would be
Yeah.
in the background of the spaceship,
Mhm.
and that's how they would put like stars out there and lasers. and-
Okay.
and they somehow heard that like blue light was bad for your eyes, and so they would wear sunglasses.
No kidding.
Like they call cut, and all of them would put on sunglasses.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm glad that you caught that.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, it's like they were onto something.
They were
They
definitely-
should have
They
been-
were.
but they should have been wearing their Felix Gray
Oh,
glasses.
yeah.
It would have been way
Because then they
better.
wouldn't have to look like stupid idiot dummies wearing
Yeah.
sunglasses indoors. Because that is one of
100%.
the best parts about Cedar Ridge glasses,
Yeah.
about Felix Gray glasses, is that they're like normal glasses that actually do protect you
Yeah.
from the blue light.
Maybe those two Spaceballs, the gunmen who were cross-eyed, if they were wearing Felix Gray, it wouldn't be that way.
It wouldn't be that way.
No, I mean, Felix Gray is a
It
sponsor
wouldn't
of
be
this.
assholes.
They're a sponsor of this podcast. They make affordable, incredibly stylish glasses that filter out the harmful blue light that is all around us from our computers, phones, TVs, and apparently blue screens.
Yeah.
Which we don't even use anymore. We use green
Jeez.
screens. I don't know if green's better, but these Spaceballs actors were like, they were right to be afraid of that stuff.
That's
so
right.
they're 15 times more effective than all other blue light glasses glasses at filtering this harmful blue light. Quality's unbelievable. You'll love the options for different styles, colors. Doesn't even look like you're wearing special glasses. These two guys have them on right now. I got 2 pairs at home, getting protection while looking good. The future is seeing.
Yep.
You can
see it.
See the future of Spaceballs.
You can decide between prescription, non-prescription readers. Our exposure to blue light is not going away, so do yourself a favor. Grab a pair of these glasses. We all have them. We love them. We know you will too. FelixGrayGlasses.com/confused. FelixGray Glasses.com/confused. Free shipping, free returns, free exchanges. Do it.
Hell yeah.
Do it.
We
Do
love
it.
them. See the future.
So good.
Wanna move
Yes.
on?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so scene 2, they manage to locate the position of Vespa's Mercedes space cruiser and rescue her. After escaping Spaceball 1, they run out of gas and they crash into a remote desert planet. Barely able to survive, they're rescued and taken to the temple of the almighty yogurt.
I have to say, going back a little bit, when he does have his ass in front of him, we really take for granted having it in the back of us, I would think. Because imagine just like watching yourself take a shit. Imagine like watching shit come out of your butt
I don't like that.
as you sit down and like facing it, like how totally
So
it's
it'd
your
be like a
pill.
urinal kind of.
Yeah.
It would be. And
You'd be just like facing it, like looking down at yourself taking a shit, and that's got to be very unflattering.
I think
You're
it'd be
like,
pretty easy to wipe, though.
yeah,
The way he was
That's
set
true.
up. You
So
know?
just whoop.
Like, whoop. Yeah, there you go.
you can really get in
Yep.
there.
Yeah. I mean, he was able to scratch that easy.
Yeah,
So
that's
that makes sense to me.
It's still every time Michael Winslow. It just is one of the most talented people in the history of the world, in my
So
opinion.
fun to see him.
The dude's voices that he's making there in just that little scene,
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it.
And
That he makes those noises.
and
Yeah.
Brooks is just like, I have Winslow. I'm gonna save money on sound effects,
So they hired Winslow and then they save money on sound effects.
and like he just kind of takes over the scene. It's just like I'm just gonna let him do his bit, and be fine with it because he's a great performer.
It is okay. So here's where you come to like the spoof physical writing puns. How do you make a physical pun, right? And this scene is that at the end of it. But Michael Winslow, like, by the way, I'm pretty sure I've called him Carl Winslow in the past. That's my fault, guys. His name's Michael Winslow.
The most
he's
famous
amazing.
Winslow is Carl.
You're
so
right. You're
he's
right.
He's gonna be performing at a
I
Mesquaki
know.
here soon.
Ah, dang. So
We should have reached out.
see ya.
Should've.
And so, but Michael Winslow, it's one of the scenes that makes me laugh so heavily when he comes over. He's like, "Sir,
We're having trouble with the radar,
I'm
sir.
trouble with the radar, sir." He's just like, "Can I talk to you a minute, sir?" He's like, "I'm in trouble with the radar, sir." It's like, "You don't need that anymore, Private. Please." He's like, "I'm in trouble with the radar, sir." He's just like, and then Dark goes, "God, just stop it!" He's like, "What is it?" He's just like, "I'm having trouble with the radar, sir." And like when he goes through his bleep, sweeps, and creeps, and just like all this stuff, it's amazing. He's just, and he's like, "Oh, it appears to be jammed." And it's just like, you mean to tell me?
Speaking of physical like gags,
Yeah, that you took a pun and you made it
The
physical.
radar's jammed.
The radar is jammed. And then he takes it one step further and saying, raspberry.
he knows I hate
Actual
raspberry.
jam coming through the computer screen.
Real jam coming through. He tasted it, the jam, and it's the raspberries. As in, you give somebody the raspberries when you're making fun of them. Only one man would dare give me the raspberries. And then
Star.
this is that fourth wall break that I think is the best one of the entire movie. And I don't know, some people just miss it completely. He's like, it's zooming in on Dark Helmet. And he's like, only one man would dare give me the raspberries. And he pushes on Colonel Sanders to get out of his pan shot.
No, I know what you're talking about. Colonel Sanders like, is it? He looks at the camera and goes, "Oh my God, sorry, I'm in the wrong spot."
he looks like, he's like, wait, what do you do? He's like, oh, the camera's coming. He's like, I gotta get out of the shot. And then he's like, it's like Lone Star, and the camera runs into him.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
And like in
really
a
good.
spoof movie like this, like that could have even been a mistake, and you're just like,
Oh, yeah.
we're keeping it. That was great because we break the fourth wall several times.
He's just the fact that he like pushes him out. And like I say, I've explained that to people in the past and people who have watched it a lot,
Yeah.
and they're like, I never fucking noticed.
Because you're staring at Dark Helmet. It's
Yeah.
zooming in on him. Your eyes trained to go to that, but you just don't
Yes.
see the side of the screen. You just goes whoop whoop.
And again, you're talking about that amazing delivery between these two
Yeah,
actors.
yeah.
It's just brilliant, man. I love it.
They're great together.
What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken. Even the dumbest of dumb lines still make me laugh.
Oh gosh.
Because that's just so dumb.
Yeah.
It's so. We get it. Colonel Sanders chicken. Hilarious.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. Obviously, it's funny, but then you're gonna take it one step further again, and that's the thing about Mel Brooks' comedy is he'll beat you over the head with it whether you like it or not until you're going to laugh.
Yeah.
One way or another, you're going to laugh at this movie.
You're going to,
and that's it. That's final. So.
What do you guys think about Joan Rivers voicing Dot? I think it's fucking
pretty funny.
perfect.
It's hilarious.
I love Joan Rivers so much, and like, yeah, her voice is just that like quintessential like nagging kind of voice, but it's also like a helpful voice.
And C-3PO was like an annoying nagging voice,
Yeah.
so it's like it kind of worked.
I know. It's pretty wonderful.
Yeah,
They even modeled her face after her. The face of the robot looks like her.
Yeah. And we didn't even talk about her like leaving and getting into the Mercedes and like leaving and getting rescued, and she's like trying to talk to her. And she's like, "Would you turn that up?" And she takes off like the
the Leia
headphones.
things.
They're like the Leia buns and their headphones. And it's just like, again, they don't care that they're just gonna throw these jokes away.
Yeah.
And that's what's so brilliant about his comedy. He's so ready to just throw jokes at you that you're gonna catch the ones you're gonna catch, and it doesn't matter about the ones you don't.
Next time you watch, you might see something different.
You'll just see a different one. Yeah.
I still think one of the best parts of this is the ludicrous speed. The whole scene.
It's so funny.
I mean,
God,
that entire scene, like, and then. Like close down the three ring circus. Well, close up the mall. Prepare for ludicrous speed. He's like,
seal all those animals in the zoo.
You're gonna want to buckle in. And
that pays off later too.
It does exactly. But like the fact that they came up with the ludicrous speed, and then when they stopped, that is my favorite Rick Moranis. The like,
yes,
are we stopped?
Yes.
Oh,
I totally agree.
Well, how about we take a 5-minute break? Just like overly happy.
We're stopped.
His like little
We're stopped,
smirk
sir.
thing.
We are
He's
stopped.
like, oh, we're stopped.
Oh, why don't we take a 5-minute break? Well, smoke them if you got them.
Smoke if you got them.
Really crazy. When he says take a 5-minute break, they are not on screen until exactly 5 minutes later.
Oh my God.
Seriously, can you believe that shit?
That's fucking great.
This is the stuff that you don't think about.
No. And you don't have to do that. We don't care.
The parody goes so deep it goes into the editing bay. Are you kidding me?
Add 30 more seconds to that scene. We need it.
Yeah, exactly.
Fine. How are you?
Are we stopped?
Are we stopped?
We're stopped, sir.
Are we stopped?
Does anybody? I read that Tesla took that.
Yes, that's
And
where they get their speeds.
That's
from.
how they got their speed.
There's a ludicrous speed mode.
Ludicrous
He's
speed.
on a Tesla.
And then I think they have Plaid in there too, right?
They do. You can go to Plaid. And like Elon Musk is like
He's a nerd.
massive fan of this. Yeah, he's just a
He's
just
a
a
big
nerd
nerd.
of this, and he like that's the thing about him. He thinks he's taken several things from this movie, actually, i.e., also the flamethrower. He made a flamethrower. That was open to the public or something. And he's just like, yeah, we did it. He's like, I just thought it was funny. Just like in Spaceballs, just like in Plaid, just like ludicrous speed.
Ooh, here's a prop.
Give me Spaceballs the flamethrower. Spaceballs the
You're gonna
flamethrower is
do
my
this.
prop.
Damn it.
You brought it. You had a chance to be like, speaking of
I
props.
know.
That's my prop, boys.
Ooh.
Spaceballs the flamethrower.
I think I'm gonna go with Bill Pullman's Schwartz
Bill Pullman?
ring. Yeah, just Bill Pullman. I'm taking him home, cuddling him.
His Schwartz ring.
His Schwartz
Okay.
ring. Yep.
With the big old ass on it right
Yep.
there.
Yep.
I
For my
think,
name, I'm Sean.
Oh, I get it.
I want Lone Star's necklace.
That was my
Ooh.
secondary.
His
Ooh, that's
necklace.
actually a really cool necklace.
It
Yeah,
is.
and I was thinking I could do the fortune cookie, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna take the necklace.
I'm surprised like Abercrombie and Fitch never made that necklace. Like, it looks like something you could buy. It's just on the end of puka shells.
Yeah, Abercrombie and Fitch or Buckle. They definitely have one of those.
No, actually, because when you buy a Tesla, that comes hanging on the mirror.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
it's an air freshener too.
Yeah.
It also smells good.
and a fortune cookie in the glove box.
The scene that really fucked with me as a kid was them going back to watch the movie to figure out where everything was happening. Like as a kid, I remember I didn't understand what was going on here. Like they're watching the movie that's already made, and now they're in now.
Yes.
But there was some really funny stuff there because when they open up that thing, you've got all the Mel Brooks movies. Did you notice that?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes.
like every Mel Brooks
Silent
movie is
movie.
hanging out there. But below that, There is a Rocky section.
The Rocky section.
It goes to 14. And there's Friday the 13th,
Yes.
and that goes to 14 as well. So they're just making fun of like these extended, like, because Mel Brooks has never done a sequel,
Right.
so he just makes fun of that so hard in this movie, and that is definitely one of the ways he did it. But remember, we talked about VHS. Here's what's interesting is that this movie came out in '87,
Yeah.
and from like 86 to 88 was when blockbusters really became like a thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we talked about it in our mini bite episode. So this was like a weirdly unique thing that they were telling people, like, oh yeah, there's VHSs.
Yeah.
And you can watch it.
Yeah.
Because this for us, we're like, yeah, oh cool, just watch the movie or whatever.
Yeah.
But back then, that was a weird mindset for them to have put in this movie.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
still at that time, you only could rent them because they were expensive.
Oh God, yeah.
They were like $100 to like own a VHS tape.
Which
wow.
today is
$100 from 1987.
yes.
It's about $674.
So there you go.
I believe you.
There you go, Sean.
There you go.
I would spend that money on like a Shining.
An
VHS.
original.
The original pressing of The Shining.
Yeah.
exactly.
What about so they crash land on the
Yeah.
desert? We've got the dinks. Did you recognize one of the dinks?
Yes. Yes. I'm so glad somebody else did.
This was the first time I've ever recognized his face.
Oh my gosh.
It was Tony Cox,
Yes.
who was he was Marcus in Bad Santa,
Right.
And he was
Yes.
actually. Then I had to look at his credits. He was actually an Ewok in
Yep.
Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Not
part.
that you would know that because I think he was in
course.
costume, but I thought that was really cool that they specifically reached out to him. They're
Yeah.
like, you need to be our version. Of
Yeah,
that. Well, I guess not
the,
really, but
get all the little people actors and get them in the
Get 'em.
movie. Like that's
Yeah.
get them a job.
Oh my god.
Here we go.
also I don't know if you saw that Phil Hartman was apparently one of the voices for the dinks. He's uncredited.
Really?
Are
He's
you
uncredited
serious?
on IMDb. It says Phil Hartman, voice of the dinks.
Weird.
So I think when they're going ding ding, like that was like Phil Hartman, who's a very accomplished voice actor.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing.
I gotta take this time to say the DVD, like the 30th anniversary or something like that DVD that came out is like packed full of like making ofs and everything like that. I don't know if you have this one, but there's an audio commentary from like Mel Brooks and I think the cast and everything like that. But there's also a Dink Dink commentary. And they literally only say Dink Dink over the movie playing. It's like
That
it's
sounds Mel Brooks to
fucking
me.
crazy. Like it's obviously like a joke, but like I don't know if someone out there
man.
knows about this and has got all the way through it. Let me know because that would be amazing.
Dude, Mel Brooks' style of comedy, it takes you back to if you've ever seen what is it, Man on the Moon with Andy Kaufman. Jim Carrey does Andy Kaufman, and like Andy Kaufman's humor, he will take it to the point it's only funny to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else is that going to be funny to for that, like to make the entire movie and then do a dink dink comedy or a commentary over this movie? That's a funny thing that he was like, no, trust me, it'll be hilarious.
So you
And
just
everyone's
want
like,
us to do 5 minutes? No,
like,
do
it'll
the
be
whole
funny,
movie.
right? No one's gonna make it past like 7-8 minutes of this, right? He's like, no, we're gonna do the whole movie.
Hour and 33 minutes. Let's do it.
Yeah, and like that is the thing. These are things he will make his comedy. He will do it because he thinks it's funny. And to be damned with anybody else. He's like, but we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
the way
we'll
he
do
is.
it so often and so many times that after like the 5th time, it's going to become funny to you.
Correct. It's like, oh, they are going to do this.
This is
Oh
really
my.
funny. It's not that funny. It's actually really funny.
It's
Well, it's
actually
like
hilarious.
it's like the ship in the beginning. He's like, no, we're going to go a minute 30.
Yeah.
No, we're doing it.
Because had they gone any less, it may not have been funny again.
Exactly.
Correct.
So I mean, this they shot this whole desert scene in I think it was Yuma, Arizona,
Yeah.
and it was fucking extremely hot.
Ugh.
The actors had a very hard time like staying afoot, pretty much. But the combing the desert.
Dude.
We haven't gotten there yet.
Okay,
actually.
all right.
Unless you want to just talk about it.
I mean, so wait, are we to yogurt yet?
Well, they're getting to yogurt, but they have not combed the desert yet.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm just saying. I'm going to make our listeners wait for this.
That's fine.
We're going to talk quite a bit on combing the desert.
I'm down to head out.
I don't think. I mean, I think we're almost.
Well, I got
there.
I got two more things on this. So, first of all, this movie scarred me for life to wonder what like virginity was, because when the virgin alarm went off, I thought it was for just making out. So for a very long time, I was like, "They can't make out. I want to be a virgin for, for my wedding in the future."
Yeah.
Virgin alarm, and then dark. Okay, so dark helmets. Desert get up.
Yeah.
How he's got the same he's got like the same outfit on, but it's sand colored in his camouflage. So does he have like a water based one and a jungle one?
He's got
got
a
a jungle helmet.
scuba helmet.
Yeah. but it would be the old time ones from like the 1930s.
Yeah, like the Bioshock shit.
Yeah.
And he's got his little thing where it opens up. He's got eye holes.
He's like when they're sitting on that ship or on the little like land speeder, but like for some reason I don't know why this is very funny to me. I know it's probably just like, hey, we can just get away with it. It's super easy, but that thing's sitting on mirrors.
Yeah.
and you can really tell.
And you can like really tell, but there's like if you're not looking for it,
No.
you wouldn't be able to tell.
Because your eye is on the actors. It's probably what he's kind of hoping for, but he's like, but if they notice, it's still funny.
Exactly. He's like,
It's
I'm
just
good
a
with that.
tank or whatever.
He's just like, and then the gag of. I was like, prepare to take off. He's like, let's get out of here. He's like, prepare to get out of here. He's just like, he's
he's preparing for everything. Just
oh,
go.
You're just preparing. Just go. He's like, just go. he's like, sir, shouldn't you sit down?
Dude, Humanize the Goons, it, like in the background of like all of these scenes where he's like commanding the Spaceballs and everything like that.
Yeah,
it's so funny. I think the scene where he gets knocked down by the camera, like everyone in the background like turns around.
Yeah, they're like, oh, but don't notice.
But like comes back real quick and is just like doing bullshit. Like they're so committed. Like that's good directing.
That's so great. It's like all the stuff, and I know we kind of glanced over the like keep firing assholes joke, which is probably one of the most. It's like I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes. He's like that is his name, Philip Gunner's first private asshole. It's like Philip Asshole.
He's a major asshole, sir.
He's like, that is his name. He's like, who made that man a gun? He's like, I did, sir. He's my cousin. He's like,
okay.
It's just like. I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes. I don't know.
All right, so let's go on to the next scene here. So back on Spaceball 1, Dark Helmet and Colonel Sanders manage to track them and begin searching the desert. Meanwhile, Yogurt is teaching Lone Star how to use the Schwartz. That night, Dark Helmet tricks Vespa into showing herself, and she is captured. Back on planet Spaceball, Vespa's capture allows them to get the airlock code from King Roland.
Ooh, yeah.
So Schwartzy, my man Yogurt, I mean, you talked about that in the intro, Sean, about how George Lucas wouldn't let him do any merchandising, so he went full-blown, over-the-top, like just making fun of Star Wars. And because Star Wars was pure merchandising.
That's all it is,
And that's all it's continued to become. And even the Spaceballs 2, the search for more money, like that is his dig on all these people that are doing sequels, and the only reason you would do a sequel. But my God, like all the merchandise, the box for Spaceballs, the breakfast cereal just says 100% sugar. And they don't even try to like cover up all those, like the lunch boxes were just Transformers.
Transformers
the comic was just Megatron on the cover.
It just says Spaceballs on it. Like, that's all it was.
Spaceballs, the T-shirt.
Spaceballs, the lunchbox.
The lunchbox.
when Scroob gets caught in bed too, he's like, Spaceballs, the sheet.
The sheet.
Later on, Spaceballs, the placemat is at the diner. Like it's just everywhere.
Spaceballs, the toilet paper in the bathroom.
It's just genius. Like I love Yogurt. I love that's Mel Brooks. I love that statue used to scare the fuck out of me too. I don't know why as a kid, but man,
he had a hard time with that makeup. It was like all the golden makeup and everything like that.
Yeah.
And when he got it applied to him and like eventually taken off at the end of the day, it got him like huge, like horrible rashes all over his face,
like the Tin Man effect.
Yeah.
From Wizard of Oz.
Exactly. And he was like suffering, but he suffered through it because
he knew he had to.
Yeah.
Well, he had to walk around on his knees the whole time too. Like during he had knee pads on, they said, but he was still like it was really hard on him because he was so committed.
It's like, why take that part? You know, like he's like, I have to play it.
I have to do this. So combing the desert.
Okay.
Is this the most like famous line from the movie or like scene from the movie? I mean, there's a lot, but is this what you think of automatically when you think of Spaceballs? I kind of do.
Taking something so literally, like it's a pun, but like taking something so literally and like I just imagine reading the script as the prop department.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're not gonna really do that, are we? And Mel Brooks is like, yeah, I need a big,
no, I need
like,
you.
big but life size version of like a Bic comb or whatever the hell they are.
Yeah.
And they even call it out in the. Don't you think we're taking this too literally? He said comb the desert, so we're combing the desert.
Sir, what? This is another joke that is glossed over because we have another massive one, obvious one, sitting right behind it and right inside that it's basically inside of. He flips over to Colonel Sanders using the megaphone, and then he goes back to his troops and he says, "Hey, have you found anything?" "Not yet, sir. What about you guys?"
And you gotta like question to yourself too, like, is some of that Mel Brooks or is that all Moranis? Because
You're
like
right.
even like when he has the mask down as Dark Helmet, he's doing the "and you will do this" like the Darth Vader voice. But when he has it up, he's just doing his regular Moranis voice. That was all him. Like he wanted to do that, you know.
No, see, he's like, "Yogurt. I hate yogurt."
Even with strawberries.
Strawberries. He's such a nerdy. He's like, "Well, you have the shorts too, sir." He's like, "Oh, yeah, but he's got the upside. I got the downside." See,
There's two
Two
sides.
sides every shorts.
I always thought my dad used to laugh so hard at the combing the desert
Yeah.
scene, and like I used to think he said "we ain't found ship"
Oh, yeah.
as a kid.
No.
And I was like, I don't, but my dad thinks it's really funny, so I understand it.
Yeah,
I don't know why he thinks it's so funny, but there was another guy, the second group of people. So it's the, "Have you found anything? Nothing yet, sir. Have you found
How about
anything?
you guys?"
Not a thing, sir." The guy that says "not a thing, sir" is Rob Paulson, who's a legendary voice actor. He was like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Oh,
cartoons.
my gosh.
So many things.
Oh, wow.
That is him sitting there doing the voice acting for that. I
Dang.
don't know. Yeah, he's like, look at his IMDb. It's insane.
Damn.
Well-
I bet like a bunch of video games and shit too, probably.
Yeah, like everything you could think
Yeah.
of.
That's the thing, though, and it's just, how can we drag this out a little bit further? And he pops up his visor. He says, "We ain't found shit."
And then next scene.
You're right. It
Lingers
waits-
for, like,
it
way
waits
too long.
Way too long. And you're like, like the line is funny, but like, all right.
It's the lingering.
Oh, okay. Okay, we're good. We're out.
And I'd like, I don't know, like I tried to type in some stuff like, is this bad? Like, is this not acceptable? And I mean, it's Mel
Yeah.
Brooks, so who
Yeah.
cares? Because like they've got like the pick
The
comb,
pick comb.
instead
Yeah,
of the,
yeah.
But I like it better because I like that the nerdy white guys were like working really hard, going, "We haven't found anything yet, sir." And these
Yeah.
guys were like, "We ain't found fucking shit.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
exactly.
Why
are we out here?
doing out here?
This is
This is
obnoxious.
stupid."
Like, yeah.
I like that aspect of it,
Yeah.
especially coming from Mel Brooks. It's like he's not trying to, I mean,
No,
he's-
yeah.
He's just like, here, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
This is fucking funny.
It's just a part
comedy.
of his. It's a
comedy.
part of his
Yeah.
brand.
Oh
man.
yeah.
It just is a part of his brand to draw these things out for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, and speaking of more Rick Moranis, they capture Daphne. They are
Mhm.
sorry, Princess Vespa, and I'm sure you read this, but it's in the Dark Helmet's quarters, and he's got the dolls.
Yes.
They basically just said, "Here's some dolls, have fun,"
Yeah.
and he improvised that entire
The
fucking scene.
Entire thing was Rick Moranis.
oh, your helmet. It's so big. I know.
What?
Same thing I'm going to do to you, big boy.
You didn't see anything. No, sir, I didn't see you playing with your dolls. It's so good.
It's brilliant delivery.
absolutely brilliant.
It's and again, it's even another nod technically to no merchandising.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
That
'cause
you're
there
just-
was merchandise.
There are dolls.
Well, you got to think too, like maybe Lucas was kind of right because like if they did put merchandising out for Spaceballs, kids would probably get confused as to which one is which.
Would
And
it
he's
be like the Wish.com?
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
your parents couldn't afford the Star Wars stuff.
Spaceballs is a Wish.com Star Wars.
Yeah.
and it's
Yes.
maybe better. I don't know. Sorry, Jeremy.
Oh, he just left. The camera's not
Oh,
changing
shoot.
anymore.
Oh God.
Do you remember they're trying to get the airlock code now, and they bring in Dr. Sandy Schlotkin.
That's right.
Do you
Yeah.
remember? Do you remember when I brought him up at
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat? He was the Steven Spielberg director.
Oh,
in Mortal
yeah.
Kombat.
Sandy Hellberg.
Sandy
or
Hellberg. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know why. I just remember this scene very vividly.
Yeah.
The lights turn out and they're making out, and let's go work on your putts.
Come work on your putts. He's like, "Come, Arnold, Gretchen." He's just, I don't know why it's so obnoxious. We're gonna give her old nose, and it's just like, this is another one of those things that you're just like, come on, like, damn it, Mel Brooks.
She doesn't look Druish.
Yeah.
The code is 1. The code's 1.
One,
2,
two,
3,
3,
3,
4,
4,
4,
5.
5.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Same coats an idiot would have on his luggage.
It pays off
Screw.
later.
Pays off. the just talking about Colonel Sanders and Dark Helmet, though, like their moments of just pure brilliance is when she does leave the room and he goes, I bet she gives great helmet.
Great
And
helmet.
Colonel Sanders like goes, oh. he's got this little
Ooh.
That's the thing. Honestly, if any time that Colonel Sanders is on screen, just watch him and watch only him.
Yep.
And I mean it. Like, just to give it one watch through where you're only focusing on Colonel Sanders. Like, because whenever when he does like the crotch shot at the guy with the Schwartz, he's just like staring off like. He's just like,
We can't slow down.
We can't stop. It's too dangerous. Everything that he does.
Anytime Rick Moranis or Dark Helmet like raises his voice, he's got his hands over his crotch.
Just only watch Colonel Sanders because he is some of the best acting in this. He's so committed.
I agree.
And I love it so much,
Hell
man.
yeah.
This is now. Anything that happens before now is then. He's like,
That happened then. What do you mean? Not now, but then.
well, when will then be now?
Right
Soon.
now.
Soon. Everybody knows I have coffee when I watch my radar.
Of
You all
course,
know that.
Sorry, yes, sir.
Of course we do, sir.
All right, that's it.
All right, so Barf, Lone Star, and Dot Matrix arrive and rescue Vespa and escape planet Spaceball. They witness Spaceball 1 transform and suck all the air off of planet Duridia. Just as it looks like Spaceball 1 is successful, Lone Star uses his Schwartz training to turn the vacuum cleaner switch into the off position. They then fly into the ear of Mega Maid.
This is one of my favorite scenes because I like rescue scenes to me are like get kind of boring for me in movies like this where like but they kind of subvert it brilliantly by like you captured their stunt doubles
Yes.
and it's so ridiculous looking. It's like
The Vespa's like a dude with a beard.
He always
with a Hitler mustache.
He always, that's the thing. Like, Mel Brooks will not hold back when it comes to he's going to make
Yes.
fun of Nazis in some sort of fashion. So therefore, he took Princess Vespa's stunt double to be a guy who looks like Hitler.
Nobody
Hitler
knows.
dressed as a woman. Like, that's what he decided to do.
Did she really sing that?
She did. That was her voice.
It's amazing.
They were like, we can get someone else to do it. And like, no, I want to try it.
No.
And like, it's deep.
It's deep.
It's a deep voice.
Nobody knows.
Oh, trouble I see.
Did you okay, so when they do capture the security guards or the stunt doubles, did you see who the Spaceball was that was like, you thought you could outsmart me? Did you know who that was?
Oh, yes. Tell me. But
Steven
Ned.
Tobolowsky. It's
Yes.
Needle Nose Ned
Yes.
from Groundhog Day.
All for naught. Turn around, please.
It's so good.
You idiots.
You got the stunt doubles.
I don't know why I never put those two together until this time.
He's so good. And it's like his only scene, right?
Oh, yeah. And then there's another one of our, I thought we were going to finally make it to the point where John Candy was going to become our most reviewed actor so far.
Yep.
But remember, John Candy was tied with Rick Duckerman.
Too bad.
Oh, he's in this movie too.
What?
Yeah, dude, he's one of the when they land. Hey, you can't park here. And he goes, you're under arrest for illegal parking. And Rick Duckerman goes, yeah,
That's him?
That's Rick Duckerman.
I fucking love that line. I heard that. I'm like, why is he saying it like that?
Yeah, you can't park here.
It's like when John Candy, like, he looks out the door and he flips him off. He's just like, it's the fucking funniest thing.
We are still tied, John Candy and Rick Duckerman.
Dude, I did not notice him.
Son
oh
of
my
a
God.
bitch. We're gonna get him. Yeah, yeah. And then you see him later on, and they still have helmets.
They're
They
the
still-
assholes who still are.
There's the assholes who stole our uniforms. Yeah, beat the shit out of us too.
Damn, dude. So it's Rick Moranis, John Candy, Rick Duckerman.
Rick
It's
Duckerman.
like our favorite.
This is our favorite movie.
I'm telling you,
it's a
they're-
10.
That's 3 of the 4 of the Rushmore of like this. I'm telling you.
Sean, do you know? Have you ever heard about the Wilhelm scream?
I love every time.
So you know about this?
Yes.
I knew nothing about this. I've never understood what this. Do you know what that is,
What's
AJ?
the Wilhelm
Okay,
scream?
so so let me get this right. So there's a stock scream noise that Foley artists can add into a movie. In 1953, there was a Western called The Charge at Feather River, where this guy gets hit with an arrow and he just goes,
He falls off a horse into the water.
Oh my God.
and so that is named after the guy and the actor in the movie. His character was Private Wilhelm.
Okay.
And so that scream has been used in like every single Star Wars movie, every Indiana Jones movie, Disney films like Aladdin,
Tarantino
Reservoir
movies.
Dogs,
Yep.
Oh my
Batman
God.
Returns, Game of Thrones, Grand Theft Auto 5. It's this. So
prolific. Like,
what part in the movie? It was when
He's got like the tubes and the lasers are going through the tubes back at them. And
Yes.
there you got it.
wait, bring it over. Jeremy's got it. You
The,
have to
the
hear
last guy, he screams like this.
this. Hold on. No,
We got an ad.
Jeremy doesn't pay. We don't pay him enough. Listen.
Boom.
So the fourth laser
He gets
that goes
shot in
through.
the ass and does a front flip.
He does. It's called the Wilhelm scream,
I
and
can-
it's literally. I guess they finally agreed to stop using it or something like that.
Really?
in 2018.
I hate that.
I
want
know.
it back.
sucks. I can remember. I feel like I can see that in my head for like Star Wars,
Yes.
especially.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's in
and
there.
Indiana Jones. Like,
There's
wow.
a video that has them all that you can just see every scene.
Oh,
where
God, I
it's
need
in-
that
It's just
for my
like
life.
like people know the stigma of it now, and
Yeah.
like just put it in there just for charm
You
wise.
just put it in there.
like
Okay.
Inglorious Bastards when the theater blows up. It's a Wilhelm scream when someone flies out the window when it blows up. I think it's Hitler, maybe. I'm not sure, but like he uses it all the time. I'm not sure if it's in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I wish
definitely Reservoir Dogs. I
yeah,
saw that one.
Yeah, I love it.
It's just I love those little bits of trivia.
Yep.
It's so weird. To
It's
me.
just a piece of cinema, which is only in cinema. You know.
Yes.
So when they do the transformation,
Jesus.
and they're like, okay, so obviously they have the code now.
1, 2, 3, 4,
1,
5.
2, 3, 4, 5, and then Scroob confirms. It's amazing. It's the same combination I have on my luggage, of course. And then they do the transformation into Mega Maid. Why? They needed a way to suck this air out, and they convert it to a Mega Maid. And it kind of looks like the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't know how to feel about this. This is one of the parts that I was like, it like kind of like upset me. That I'm just like, that's so lame. Why'd it have to be like some sort of Mega Maid who clearly has like an auric vacuum? Like, you know what I mean? I don't
didn't
know.
like it?
I don't know. It just like there was something about this in particular that rubbed me the wrong way. I'm just like, couldn't it have been something cooler, like a real Transformer? But then again, Megatron.
I get it. In the novelization, the maid has like one line, which she doesn't in this movie. I forget what the line is. Like maybe it was like "I suck you" or something like that.
Oh God!
But do you guys know who wrote the novelization for Spaceballs?
I
Spaceballs, the book.
I only know this
No.
because I did read about it. I never knew it until today, and I never even knew there was a book. But I'm going to let you tell AJ.
Please.
Let's give him a guess.
Just give one guess.
What's the most famous author we've ever talked about on this show?
R.L. Stein.
Hi, I'm R.L. Stein.
Are you serious? Oh my God!
Before the Goosebumps fame, and it was meant to be like a teenage
Yeah,
version of this movie or something like that.
it's supposed to kind of cater to teenagers and like
Spaceballs the book.
yeah. I read that and
the
I'm like,
book.
what?
Hi,
Hi, I'm R.L. Stein.
hi. I'm R.L.
Hi, I'm R.L. Stein.
Go back and listen to our mini bite about Goosebumps because it's really
Oh
awesome.
my God!
How did we not find that in our research for Goosebumps?
I don't know.
That's really weird to me.
Yeah,
That's
and all the interviews I've ever watched, like him just droning on and on. You know, he's great.
he's great, but he's great.
Look, he's great, okay? All right, so final scene here. Lone Star has a face-to-face confrontation with Dark Helmet. He defeats him, and the self-destruct button is pushed. Everybody flees the ship before it explodes. Vespa is dropped off and is set to be married again. In Lone Star's fortune cookie, Yogurt reveals that he is actually a prince. He goes and interrupts the wedding, and him and Vespa are married.
The whole conversation is great. I love the tangle of the Schwartzes.
No, you see, you just gotta put your foot here and
I'll go here. I'll get on top of you like this.
Push.
It's so good.
Velcro and Mylar. The two guards.
Wait, what?
Their names are Velcro and Mylar.
Jesus.
That you, Mylar? And then you see the other name tag that's sitting there for the other guy's stuff. It says Velcro.
Why?
It's just, I don't know.
I don't know. Why
I have
not?
no idea why that even needs to be there. I don't understand the reference. I don't get it, right? But it's just like, ugh, what the hell are you doing? He's like, the Vulcan neck pinch? He's like, no, you got all wrong,
do it
stupid.
right up there.
It's much lower. Like this? It's like, yeah. It knocks him out. It's like, oh, God.
Because that's a Vulcan nerve pinch is from Star Trek.
Yeah.
It's a
what
Star
it's
Trek
called?
reference. And he's the Vulcan neck grip. It's just like, it's very lazy, but at the same time, it's absolutely hilarious.
It is
Yeah.
completely.
We get
So-
the payoff of like the actual circus once the self-destruct button is actually pressed.
There
everything.
really was a circus on
There's
ship.
a circus. There's like
suck.
like Hawaii girls with leis and stuff like that on,
Yeah.
on the ship.
Suck. It's just, it sucks the snow like what looks like the Paramount Mountain.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck?
Oh
Just
my
all shots in reverse, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite Rick Moranis lines is, "Come back, you fat bearded bitch!" I don't know why the way he says that is so awesome.
I don't know why. Like, is it the bear? I don't know why there's like we're supposed to believe it was a bear. Like,
It's a zoo.
Oh,
Well,
you mean
yeah.
like because it
it's
was a human?
Clearly, a costume is like they're just giving up at this point. It
Yes.
seems.
I just didn't think.
100%. Like, it's just like they know. It's like, it's in the movie. It just doesn't fucking matter. Like,
I'd love to know more about this, but that escape pod launch that you keep seeing where the pod
Yep.
goes away was actually an unused clip from Star Wars: A New Hope.
oh.
And Lucasfilm gave it to Mel Brooks. I'd love to know where that like came into play in the movie or where that was going to go.
Maybe as the Death Star's blowing up. or
Yeah,
something.
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's-
true.
Because it almost doesn't feel like it fits. It's almost like too good for
Yeah.
this movie.
Exactly.
So you're like, well, and they keep using the same. Okay, so it's the same pod.
It is the same
It's the
shot.
same
It's the same
It's just
shot.
this
Oh
little
my
1
God.
second shot that Lucasfilm goes, here you go.
There you go. You can have this.
Use it 10 times.
Well, this is like, for some reason, it's an overlooked thing, and this goes all the way back to the original scrolling text, right? But in that original scrolling text, it says that Planet Spaceball has squandered their oxygen supply. And you think to yourself, like, how does a planet squander their oxygen supply? Like, it seems like such a silly notion of, like, did they break their ozone layer, or like, is this some sort of an internal oxygen supply or whatever the hell it is? So they have to take this. Look at that. It's like, there it is. Planet Druidia, 10,000 years of fresh air. And they have to suck it up with this vacuum. And then it goes, it's Lone Star uses the ring and he turns it from suck to blow, which is an amazing line.
Of course.
And then it's just, it puts everything back in. But Dick Van Patten, in that moment, when he's like, air. And it's a lingering shot. And he's got his hands up. He's like, air. It stays
And
on him.
cut.
It stays on him for so long.
Those-
Hold.
Yeah. Those scenes, like at his castle and everything like that, they remind me of like Shrek or Princess Diaries.
Yeah, okay.
Not Princess Diaries, Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
Oh my God. It reminds me of
Basketball
that so much.
Diaries?
It's, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The Spike Lee joint.
Yeah.
It's that charming though.
Yeah.
Like that movie we loved. Obviously, it's a fucking masterpiece. But like it reminds me of that so much. It's just like I like that bit of like the old age mixed with like the space opera. You know.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Yeah, 100%.
And then you get your Planet of the Apes reference where the head lands on there, and now they're very sophisticated.
So the guy that
Talking
played
Spaceballs.
the guy that played Basil in Austin Powers.
Spaceballs.
Like Basil in Austin Powers, like his like right hand man,
Oh,
who like
okay.
built
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
his
yeah.
stuff. Like he's got this kind of voice, and
Yeah.
he was rumored to be the voice of one of those apes who
Yeah.
he was in the
In
original.
Planet of the Apes.
But I guess it's not true.
He's been
It's-
trying to get it off his IMDb or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, it's kind of crazy. I'm like, damn, I wish she would be into that.
I know.
I think one of the best finishing lines, and like you've said, I don't know how they get away with it in a PG movie, but it's when they get down, it's a cancellation button. Fuck. Even in the future, nothing works. It's got an out of order tag.
3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank
you.
6. What happened to 7? Just kidding. Fuck. Even in the future, nothing works.
That's so good. I got to be honest. I know you guys probably found this, but I never noticed this as a kid that the Millennium Falcon is sitting there at the diner that they go to when this is all over. It's just sitting on the runway there.
Oh my god.
I'm
so
surprised
funny.
that it was able to happen.
How many references can you pack into one scene?
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
This entire scene none of this needed to happen, but it did need to happen.
So, John Hurt
Yes.
in the original Alien, he was hired by Mel Brooks. He was in another Mel Brooks movie, just doing like a quick cameo. And so he's like, "Yeah, just come on in. I just want you to be in the movie for like a second." And he didn't get paid.
He didn't get paid for this.
Didn't get paid, and he did not know until he got on set that he was doing a reenactment of the chest burster scene. And he's like, if I would have known I was doing like a full day and a half's worth of work, I would have got my salary. I would have got my, my fucking food and everything.
That's kind of bullshit.
Sir
actually.
John Hurt got
Sir
brought
John
into
Hurt.
this and didn't get paid and did a reenactment of an alien bursting out of
probably
his
the
chest.
most-
the worst scene of all time.
Yeah.
Probably the most accomplished, revered actor in this entire movie.
Yes.
Didn't get paid to do this.
Well, it's like John Candy in Home Alone.
That's true.
Correct. At least he got $250.
But he did it on purpose. He's like, no, we should keep going.
He was just having fun.
Oh, man. But even oh, no, not again.
Not again.
He goes for it though.
He really does.
Like, he committed himself.
Oh, it's great. It's phenomenal.
I remembered because I had never seen Alien before
No.
when I first saw this
No,
movie.
me neither.
You
So I was
haven't
like,
still?
No, I have.
Okay, go
No, I had never. Sean almost got up and left. Wow.
Wow.
But when I
Yeah,
first was
totally,
watching
totally.
this movie, I didn't understand. Oh no. I never saw that, and so this was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
And like, why is this happening? Oh, and now it's the little top hat goes. I just think it's. I think it's genius.
I think Futurama does a reference to the. I don't know if it's reference to Spaceballs or Alien exactly, but they do that. And I was like, I hadn't seen Alien when I watched that episode of Futurama yet, and I was like, oh, that's from something, right? And then I watched Spaceballs or Alien first, and then Spaceballs. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it.
Oh, that's from Spaceballs.
Yeah. Like I say, there's so many references all in one thing to cap off a brilliant movie, and it's just it. To be honest, it also feels to me like a Jetsons reference for the diner itself.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
I don't know if that's a fact or anything, but I feel like they're just like, let's pack everything from every space movie we can into this, and that's it. Even we on Pluto. The bark, you dummies! The bark. Even that is some sort of space reference. Pluto the dog. I don't know. There's so much in this last scene, and it ends up just kind of capping off the right way, going to the wedding. And
I just
stuff.
have to say one of my favorite lines is when they're rescuing Princess
Vespa.
and he's like, "Who are you?" He's like, "I'm
He's like, oh, barf.
Barf." Jesus Christ, sorry, I'm Barf. I'm everybody's best friend. I'm like, yeah, you are. Yeah, you are, John Candy.
I'm my own best friend.
Yeah, I love it.
We'll talk some more. I think we can talk a little bit more about this movie in the old Patreon episode.
think
But what do you
that's
say?
a good idea.
Should we wrap
I'm
this
good.
up?
I'm good.
Bartholomew.
All right. Bartholomew.
Sorry.
So, okay, we have dissected this movie scene by scene with a modern eye. We got to know what our modern day rating is here. AJ, what do you got on this one, man?
You know, it's still very funny to me. It's still I'll tell you what. I've probably shot myself in the foot with this movie because of how much I have watched it in my life, but it's hard to make that part of why I could somehow like it less, because I feel like that speaks to more how much I really actually have loved the movie, like throughout my lifetime. So. I believe I was just a nice solid 8.5. And although I do think like some of the references and whatnot, I did find myself kind of getting to the point of, okay, I'm kind of getting done with this. I'm kind of there's like 20 minutes left. I don't know if I need to watch the rest of it. So do I need to continue to watch this movie? Like, I love it when it comes up, but I think you get bored with it like when there's a quarter of this movie left. And so at that point, I'm going to give this then an 8.1 from my 8.5.
Okay.
Down a little bit. Sean, what about you? You were a 7 nostalgically.
Yeah, I do kind of agree with some of your gripes. Like like some of the jokes are really outdated, and like it's not any fault to the movie. It was of its time, But I think it's completely entertaining. The cast is fucking amazing, and it kind of never really gets old. On the other hand, I will never like really pick it out of my shelf and put it on just because. But I would love to watch this again with like a group.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the best way for me to watch it again. So I'm gonna stick. I'm gonna go a little higher with my 7.0 and go. I'm gonna 7.4.
There you go.
7.4 for the Shawners. I completely agree with you guys. It is a classic movie that I watched so much as a kid. It's still great. It's still hilarious. It's awesome. It's got some of our favorite people in it. Is it like an automatic go-to movie? Probably not. But is it awesome? Yes, it is. And sometimes I'm in the mood where I'd rather watch this than like Star Wars sometimes.
Yeah,
but ultimately, like Star Wars has sort of gone on to just take over this genre, and like that's what we want. We're just gonna watch that if we want this. So I'm like a 7. I'm down to like a 7.45 for me.
Okay.
David Gould, executive producer, says, "Let me say that I love Mel Brooks. Blazing Saddles is hilarious, and Young Frankenstein is a masterpiece in every frame.
Agreed.
But I just don't feel the same way about Spaceballs, and I really want to love it. It's clever at times. John Candy and Rick Moranis are perfect as always,
Obviously.
and it does have the classic charm that comes from the styling of Mel Brooks. But during my modern watch through, I found myself wishing it was Star Wars when they were in space, hoping it was The Princess Bride when they were on Duridia, and fighting the urge to change to a different Mel Brooks movie that I genuinely love. After all these years, I feel the same as before, so I must remain unchanged with a modern-day rating of 5.6.
Okay,
Wow.
respect.
So that gives us a 7.14 for our modern-day rating of this movie, which is going to take us to I think this was the same. Did we say it was Fast and the Furious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's slightly above Fast and the Furious and slightly below Groundhog Day.
Okay.
I think I'm okay with that.
That's great.
For all the movies we reviewed, that's where it sits.
Also, our listeners are the best, and I want to say, why can't IMDb reviews be like our listeners? That was amazing.
It's perfect.
It's a little bit lower than ours, but like you gave good reasons.
You gave us a reason why.
Correct.
So everybody be like David.
Yeah, everyone be like David, please. Thank you.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed the episode. Thanks for being here. Tune in next Wednesday. We're going to dive deep in our very first executive producer chosen movie, Basketball. Yeah. And after that, we're going Top Gun.
Oh, we're doing
Oh, daddy.
I think Top Gun may end up being our best episode ever. I'm just going to throw it out.
You think? Okay.
I'm just going to throw it out there.
Iceman.
Iceman.
Maverick. Dude, go fly.
Okay.
Duck goose. Is there a goose in there?
Goose.
Duck goose.
Duck
Is there a goose?
Ice.
There's a goose in there.
And if you're new to the podcast, go back. This time last year, we dropped Harry and the Hendersons.
Oh man, do it.
That's
Give that a
fun
listen.
I think it was one of our maybe lower listened to episodes because I don't think many people have seen it.
Yeah.
But it is. You should watch the movie. You should listen to it. I think that was a really fun one.
Very
Can't go
worthwhile.
wrong. Bye.
All right, thanks for listening, guys. Please stay in touch with us by following on all of our social media platforms at Confused Breakfast on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and Confused Be Fast on Twitter. Make sure to subscribe to our podcast and leave a review on the podcast platform of your choice right now.
Also, we have merch. You know you want to rep the Confused Breakfast in public. Mugs, stickers, shirts, all kinds of goodies. Go to confusedbreakfast.com for a direct link.
And don't forget about our voicemail number, 319-804-9596. Links to everything you could ever need from us are in the show notes or at confusedbreakfast.com. This includes a way to follow all of us individually in our personal projects that we want you to check out. Mission of the day, tell your friends about us. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.